Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. My name is David Rodgers, and I'm your host and creator of the show. To my left, in the purple shirt, looks like Barney. Oh, did I say that? Sorry, man. Man bun himself. Mr. Byron Bagwell to my left. To my right, the local guru, the guy that has a song written about him. Ask Rupert Holmes. Hey, did you meet at a bar called O'Malley's? That's where you met Nikki. That's right. The local guru himself, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, over here, back behind the scenes, doing all the camera work, taking care of everything, is our very own Mr. Michael Heater. Missing tonight is Mr. Dave Holland, of course. He's in Ohio. Taking care of some business. His brother passed away last week, if y'all haven't seen or heard on Facebook. So we want to send our prayers and condolences from the team here. And Dave, if you need anything, let us know. We know you will be back here shortly. So just take care. And we've got everything covered here. Going back a little old school right here, since we are missing Mr. Dave Holland and, of course, the V-Mix. So we're going to go ahead and get started as we normally do. Hey, look at there. That's a couple of good-looking people right there, ain't it?
Yeah. We're sideways.
I don't know what we are. But anyway, tonight's show is sponsored by On the Spot Lawn Maintenance. Summer is here. Your yard needs attention. Let the red, white, and blue take care of your green. You can reach me, Mitchell, at 904-966-1633. And, of course,
As for the show pony
himself. So let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our quote of the week.
That's right.
Let us pray, ladies and gentlemen. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that me and my brothers, the DOR, and the new high priest of the Church of the Painful Truth, dear Lord, that we're here to be able to disseminate some information to all of our viewers, dear Lord. Let us have a great show. Touch each and every one of us. Touch all of our viewers as well, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America, the most powerful, the most freest country in the world today, dear Lord. Everybody doesn't like us sometimes, dear Lord, but I tell you, we live in the greatest country in this world today. And you keep your hand upon this country, dear Lord, as we go through some trials and tribulations. But we know you're the ultimate healer, the ultimate comforter, and you can put your hand on this great nation again, dear Lord. And hopefully we'll be able to all at one day come together. Thank you for our armed forces, dear Lord, the greatest armed forces in the world, the United States Army, Navy, Marines, the United States Coast Guard, Merchant Marines, the National Guard, and anybody that I left out, dear Lord. Thank you for the greatest fighting forces in the country and the world today, dear Lord. Just keep a hedge of protection over them as they're out there protecting us from not only domestic terrorism, dear Lord, but international terrorism as well. Also, thank you for our first responders. Anybody that works in that field, dear Lord, that you keep a hedge of protection over them as they are keeping a hedge of protection over us each and every day and night as we go throughout our daily routines and when we go home, dear Lord, and with our families and we sleep at night, that we know we're safe from the enemy, dear Lord. Thank you for our farmers and everybody that works the front lines of America. That's us, dear Lord, the working force of America to keep this great nation turning as it does. Thank you for the food we receive each and every day. It goes to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Any spoken or unspoken prayer request, dear Lord, you touch each and every one of them. Again, you're the ultimate healer, the ultimate comforter. You know their wants and their needs, dear Lord. Touch them as you see fit. Again, thank you for this wonderful day, this wonderful week that we're going to have. And thank you for all my brothers and sisters and also our viewing audience, dear Lord. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen. Let us stand for the pledge, please. And I'm going to ask Mr. Mitchell Gunner if he'll lead us, please.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Again, welcome into the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Rodgers. Right along to my left here, the Byron Bagwell, and to my right here, the local guru, the guy that knows all. He's all Mitchell Gunner. Y'all say hello, gentlemen.
Good evening, infidels.
And miscreants.
And miscreants.
Yep, and back here behind me, fixing to give a little bit of a weather report, doing a lot of duties back there, is our very own, the Dragon Slayer. You know him?
Yeah, I know it.
Michael Heater. Say hello, Mike.
Good evening, folks. Welcome aboard.
And, of course, the missing Dave Holland, and we also missing Mr. Austin Stevens. He has a bad headache tonight, and his birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Don.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Okay.
there we go. Do you have a quote of the
I
week?
most certainly do.
Well, I'm glad you do. Let's hear it.
In the name of the best within you, do not sacrifice this world to those who are its worst. Once again, in the name of the best within you, do not sacrifice this world to those who are its worst.
Michael?
If I was going to take a guess, I would say Winston Churchill.
Okay. I'm going to give everybody a hint.
Okay. It's not Winston Churchill.
It's not Winston Churchill, obviously.
No, it's not Winston Churchill, but I'm going to give everybody a hint.
Okay.
And it's going to throw everybody for a loop.
Okay.
This woman was Russian.
This woman was Russian. Okay. Michael? Oh, you know it?
Cruella de Vil.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Okay. How about
Man,
that?
she's rolling over in her grave now with that.
Oh, boy. Mitchell? Russian woman.
Actually, I don't know if she was Russian, but she was from the USSR. I'll give y'all that much.
I have no clue. I have no guess on this one.
I bet you Sanders knows who she is.
I bet she is too. And I bet there's some history teachers that know exactly what this is. Because at one point in time, we actually had to read the book that this is from in high school.
Oh! Wait a minute. Gosh, that's old for me. What do you got, Byron?
Her name is Miss Anne.
Oh, and...
Ayn actually Rand.
Anne Rand.
It's from Atlas Shrugged.
You know what? I was going to guess Anne Rand, but I didn't know she was Russian.
She's actually from the USSR. I'm
Is she? She from the Ukraine?
not sure if she's from Russia.
Okay.
I want to say that she's from Russia, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go back and look at that. I should know that. But
Yeah.
I caught myself.
Yeah. Also, I got one.
Sure.
You have to respect yourself before you can respect others. Michael?
I actually am familiar with this quote. That was David Rodgers this morning on social media.
Yeah! Dang! I'm familiar with this quote.
AKA
Show pony. There you
The
go.
reason we're sideways is because we had to go old school, ladies and gentlemen, and believe it or not, these two guys can attest. Michael Heater is literally holding the camera.
Oh, so it
He
is.
is holding
It is.
the camera. Yeah, if you look at, oh, wait a minute, okay, here we go. He's trying to make the adjustment just like an airplane pilot. Here we go. And, oh, look at that. Look at here. Look at that. Man, look at there. Come on now. Hey, there we go. Man,
My gorgeous locks.
did you see that? Just like rotating on an airplane. Like
I
rotating on a-
thought we was divining the laws of gravity.
Okay, sound is low. Yes, it is low because we are using the microphone off the telephone. So we're going to speak as loud as we can for you. So anyway, hey, Mike, I don't know how you're going to do this. We're going to wing it. So, hey, don't go anywhere because the 360 your news and weather update is 360 degrees and 360 seconds. We're going to just keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Just bear with us. I promise you we're going to give you a great show. Brought to you by Harry Business in the Deerfoot Plaza, home of the $10 haircut. Call Dave and Company at 904-964-3338. We begin in Lake City, where fireworks erupted in last night's city commission meeting that resulted in the firing of the city manager. City manager Joe Heflenberger was terminated, and former human resources manager Amy Fields was appointed interim city manager. Fields was fired a week ago by city manager Heflenberger after only being in the position for 2 months. Heflenberger reportedly said he released Fields because she was not a good fit. for the city. Fields said she was wrongfully terminated by Heffelenberger. Supporters of Fields began calling for Heffelenberger's resignation last week after she was fired. The Clay County School District is looking at 2 options to ease overcrowding at Keystone Heights Elementary School. The district is considering a build of a new elementary school on a 9-acre site near the current school, or to refurbish the existing elementary school facility. The board also said those aren't the only possible options as well. So, Florida high school students will soon have to take CPR training to graduate from high school. How about that? After getting Governor Ron DeSantis' final approval. House Bill 157 will go into effect on July 1st. How about that?
It's pretty good.
I think so. Hey, if I was passed out there, I would. Bring me back. I don't care if she's 16. Bring me back, right?
Yeah.
The law will require school districts to provide basic training in first aid and CPR for students in 9th and 11th graders. It also encourages school districts to provide the same training for students in grades 6th and 8th graders. That's the latest news from around the region. Now here's your weather forecast. By the way, Byron, do you know the weather forecast?
It's going to rain.
All right, well, let's see if Michael Heater concurs. Welcome in, Michael.
All right.
We are trying this. Wish me luck. So, hey, folks, for those of you that haven't had a chance to really see what's been going on, the Byron Bagwell is spot on, buddy. It's going to rain, and it's going to keep raining for the next 3 to 4 days. We've seen rainfalls totals over 6 inches of rain in and around Bradford County, Union County, and Baker County. Portions of Baker County saw almost 3 inches of rain today. 2 inches of rain fell at the Bradford County Emergency Operations Center in a 24-hour period, and it's not over yet, folks. Unfortunately, scattered showers and thunderstorms expected for the next 3 days. Highs topping out around 83 to 86 degrees, depending on where you are. Lows right around 70. Humidity going to be a problem. Ponding on the waterway is going to be a problem. And Friday, we're going to see a break in the clouds, which means a chance of thunderstorms. So another chance of severe weather moving in. It's a very slight marginal chance, but we're still going to keep an eye to the sky for that one coming up on Friday. The good news out of all this is the pollen count is 1.2 and will remain at 1.2 to 1.4 for the next 4 to 5 days.
Oh, my God.
Switching over to the tropics real quick, Austin was telling me earlier that there's a little bit of a tropical disturbance that is formed out in the Caribbean, far western area of the Atlantic Ocean. It's going to hit some significant shear. Don't think anything's going to come of it. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But at this point, no tropical activity for the next 5 to 6 days. Some breaking news coming out of Alabama, though, as a result of Tropical Depression Claudette that moved through the area. 13 people have died in Alabama as a result of that storm. 8 of them children, resulting from a traffic crash on Interstate 65 near Montgomery. Hydroplaning due to the rains caused 2 vehicles to collide, which in turn collided with 2 other vehicles that subsequently caught fire. 1 survivor, an adult, was pulled from the burning wreckage. Unfortunately, her 2 children were among the 8 children that died in that crash. Other people died as a result of drowning, and 2 people died when a tree fell through their mobile home in Alabama. Unfortunate because, again, you don't see a lot of casualties related to tropical depressions because you don't see a lot of wind, but that doesn't matter. Anytime you get any type of significant weather, you do run the risk of traffic crashes and any kind of inclement weather. One thing that that Mitchell, on the other hand, is going to talk about is a new law coming into effect July 1st about driving in the rain in Florida. So we'll have the latest light coming up here in just a few minutes. That is the latest from Austin's Weather Service. Dave, I'm going to throw it back to you very, very slowly.
Sounds good. What a great weather report right there. Too bad that it's all about rain. We needed the rain, Byron, but I'm going to tell you, Mitchell, but I'll tell you right now, you just heard the inches totals there. 11 inches within the last week or so. I think that's enough, guys. We need the rain to stop, man, so we can get back to our yard work
Well,
and some of the other things.
And I'll tell you, sometimes we do want that rain, and we want it to be active, because we don't want no drought.
Right.
We
No,
don't
we don't.
want to have to worry about a drought.
Right.
But we also don't want a large amount of rain where it ruins the crops as well. So
Right.
it's a double-edged sword to speak of. So
You can always come dump it in the area we live in. I wouldn't complain.
definitely.
I wouldn't complain at all.
No, where
My
Byron
yard's
says-
turning into a jungle, but the lakes should come back up.
Yeah, the lake. I was just going to say for you and where you live at, and the Keystone Heights area, and in all the lake areas. I mean, you know, hey, the lake. Yeah, they
Oh,
can
it
do
does.
that. Hey, they can use the water as well. So again, we'll get another weather before we go off the air here. We're going to get through this show as quickly as we can. You know, I didn't give a trivia answer this week. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to throw something out there to you guys on trivia night. But trivia night is Thursday night at the Downtown Grill, who is, by the way, our sponsor of What's the Date. You can win a $25 gift certificate. We are going to have that particular part of the show, which is everyone's favorite right here. So, hey, a little bit of everybody's favorite right here. That brings back a little history, brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM, Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, who is my bosses on Friday nights during what? Bradford High School Tornado Football. And the Bradford County Telegraph, owner John Miller, John Ryan and Elizabeth Tillman, new owners of the Sporting Chance, Mark Crawford, and of course Cliff Smelly, sports director, and a little bit of everything. Here's What's the Date. These are the headlines for the Bradford Telegraph in the third week of June in what year? District unifying schools under one mascot. Bypass construction ahead of schedule. And teachers wanted, but district needs to train and retain them. How about that? Was that June of 2016, June of 2017, or June of 2018? Again, district unifying schools under one mascot. Bypass construction ahead of schedule. Teachers wanted, but district needs to train and retrain them. Was that June of 2016, ladies and gentlemen? June of 2017 or June of 2018? Michael, turn the camera so you can see that. I'm going to give you just a little bit of hints there. I'll read the first one. Byron, you can read the second one, or the third. You read the second one, then Mitchell, and Byron can read the third one. Instead of hornets and bulldogs, dolphins and sharks, or eagles and hurricanes, everyone in the school district is becoming a tornado following a decision by the county school district.
State Road 16 was closed to through traffic for nearly a week as workers continue construction on the overpass that would carry from Stark bypass across the highway.
How about that?
Yep.
It was revealed that Bradford County schools let a lot of teachers go, and still others are leaving on their own. So the district had a lot of hiring to do by August. The loss of tenure was a major consideration.
Yeah. Usually is in this school district, Byron. I don't know what it is. It's with superintendents and teachers. I just don't get why we can't retain. I probably got my own little thing about that, but that's for another show. District unifying schools under one mascot. Bypass construction ahead of schedule. Teachers wanted, but district needs to train and retain them. Was that June of 2016, June of 2017, and June of 2018? So we got 16, 17, and 18. That is your choice. Choice says we're going to check some comments out here. Going to talk just a little bit. No phones tonight, right, Director? Because of the way we're going. So you won't be able to phone in tonight. However, hopefully on Friday's show, Mr. Holland may be back. We'll be able to do our sports show as we normally do. I miss those graphics, guys. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
You get used to them. You get used to them in this segment. Looks good. And, hey, it is what it is. That's why everybody on this team, ladies and gentlemen, is very important. This man right here, when he's not here, we miss a lot of that national attention of what's going on. A lot of the national news, world news, political news. When you're gone, yeah, we can wing it. But hey, you're studying up on that. That's your segment. And I'm talking about Byron Bagwell. When you're gone, we miss you. You know why? You're involved in all the local things. You know what's going on. You're reaching out to all our local people and seeing what's going on. So, you know, we may be able to get a couple of stories, but you may have 5, 6, 7 stories, and I may miss 4 or 5 of them. You know what I mean? Right. That's why our local guru, Mitchell Gunner, is important. Very important is our director, Michael Heater. He writes the show. You know, hey, if you don't have something to read off of, you're winging it, and hopefully you can get everything and you're not missing anything. Plus, he keeps us in check, and when Austin's not here, he fills in on the weather, which has become a popular segment on the show, and I tell you, he does a good job with that. And of course, missing him tonight, right, Byron? Tell everybody who we're missing
We're
tonight.
missing Mr. Holland tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Mr. Daredevil Holland.
Holland. Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? That is hard to say, isn't it? Nah, not for Byron, he says. You say it. Super Daredevil Holland.
Super Daredevil Holland.
There you go.
Daredevil
Holland.
Yeah,
That's it.
Something to that effect.
Anyway, he's not
We
with
all
us
got
tonight. We all got it in some form or another.
No
But
tongue twister for me.
don't know. So we're hoping he'll be back toward the end of the week. If not,
Seashells by the seashore.
it's sort of like that. Yeah, you got that. Let's take a look at some comments as we're going to get some answers here. Yep, no, we're not sideways anymore. Thank you for that. Sharon Petterpin, thank you very much. I hope Dave's not going to get mad with me about it. Byron, Michael, Mitchell, I had enough of it. It was just way too long. It was hot out there when you're cutting grass. I just had enough of it. I was going to try to wait for Dave to get back. Man, I was getting ridiculed about that stuff. So I had, Autumn knows a lady that, it's actually Heather Balkin's mama. Takira's mama. Her name's Heather Balkin. She has a little shop right behind S&J Fitness. Autumn gets her hair done there. She got me an appointment, and I went on ahead and got it done. I tell you, I feel a lot better with it.
Good.
I feel a lot
You
better.
like it?
I do.
That's
I do.
what's important.
This is what Dave's gonna does for me when he's here. This is the way I want it. And gentlemen, I think I'm going to tell y'all something too. Y'all are gonna go, oh crap. She told me something, and Dave actually told me this too, Michael. What do you think that lady told me about my hair?
She said something about dying.
Let it go.
She did.
Let it go.
And Michael's right on it, you're on it too. She started pulling back the roots, like you were saying about yours was gray, you know what I mean, and you wanted to dye. She says, David, I'm pulling back everything. You are gray. It's gray. She says, we are putting a lot of dye in this hair. So from here out, ladies and gentlemen, and our viewing audience, you heard it right here, I'm letting it go.
You go become the silver fox.
I'm
The
gonna become
silver
the
fox.
silver fox.
That's
it.
right.
I'm gonna just
Not
become
the silver fox.
the silver
pony.
pony.
The silver show
Pony. Yeah, there you go. So, yes. So I am going to let it go.
On a personal note,
Uh-huh.
I happen to think it would look very distinguished.
You know, a lot of people said that, and I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna take you on that, Michael, and I am gonna let it go.
There
Hey,
you go.
then you can match me and Byron with our gray.
Well, look at Dave Holland. Now, Dave Holland, he's got some blondish still in his hair, but he's gray too. Dave looks good on Dave. It looks good on you. I know you don't like it, but it looks good on you. I know you hate it, don't you? I know. I see your face.
It's not bad.
No, it's not.
It's not bad.
So Lydia Morris took a guess at Benjamin Franklin. That's not bad. Christopher Davis, what's up, brother? Let's talk a minute about Slice and Dice.
Let's talk about Slice and
Slice and Dice, located in Lodi, Florida. Do you remember the exact address, Mike? It's 220 Madison Street. It's called Madison Street, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is Madison.
can't-
1633 Madison, I believe,
Okay, 1633 Madison Street.
or 1366.
Or
It's one of the
something
something
in
like that
there.
area.
But
Yeah.
anyway, it's County Road 225. So right beside where the old Lottie supermarket used to be, now there's a liquor store there, and now they got a little bitty store in the corner there that sells produce and things like that. Right next to it is Slice and Dice Barbecue.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, if you want some great barbecue, if you want a great atmosphere, if you want a great wait staff, you go to Slice and Dice Barbecue. 2 weeks ago, gentlemen, he had a little event out there for a 1 year reopening. It was just sort of a 1 year reunion type deal. He bought some bouncy houses out there. He bought a truck out there that this one guy, and I can't even think the guy's name unless Michael can think of it. You remember it? Anyway, we had a dunk tank. And I'll tell you, you know, the turnout was spotty here and there, here and there, here and there. You know what I mean? But I was a little disappointed, and so was Chris a little bit, about the turnout. We thought we would get a lot more people in there, you know, considering everything that we were having. So, look, please go and support this man and his establishment. Michael can attest, you're not going to beat the food anywhere.
Nope.
You're not going to beat it for the price.
Nope.
You want a hamburger? That hamburger's that big.
Yes.
No, easily.
Easily. I may be exaggerating, under-exaggerating it.
I've been talking about
So-
barbecue burritos for 2 years.
For
now.
2 years now, that barbecue
Year and a half,
burrito,
2
yeah.
years.
The wash tub, he has different specials each and every day. He's open Wednesday through Saturday now. He was open Tuesday through Saturday. If we can get the business level back up, he probably would open it back up on Tuesdays. So please go visit Slice and Dice Barbecue. Tell them Dave Rodgers and the DOR from On the Spot sent you. And I'll tell you, Chris may maybe throw in some banana pudding or something.
Hey, I tell you what,
Afterwards.
you got Lawley Prison right there, correctional officers. If you
Yeah.
don't work at Lawley Correctional Institution,
Yep.
you can call Slice and Dice, tell them what you want,
Come right on.
go up there, pick it up, take it back to the prison with
Sure.
you and your fellow officers to, get some good food.
And I'm gonna tell you what else, Byron. How about let's talk? There's a nice fire department there. Michael knows all about it.
Yeah.
There's a nice fire department there. Tell them guys to come over and eat. The local cops, they do. There's a couple of them that I see all the time over there. But how about just the main residents of Lawry? Come on out there. It's right down the road. Man, you ain't gonna beat the food anywhere and the price. Slice and Dice Barbecue, baby.
Save you that little 7-mile hike to start.
Yeah,
And just go right there to Slice and Dice.
absolutely.
See, I'm just the opposite. I make the 7-mile hike
The other way.
every Friday.
Yeah, Michael, and I'm glad you said that because let's think about it. We've all done it. And look, we take a venture to Gainesville, we take a venture to Orange Park, we take a venture to Lake City, Middleburg, and we can go 7-8 miles. I know a little further for you, Byron, but hey, we can go right down there and get some of the best food that this county has. I'm telling you right now, don't take my word on it. Go visit it yourself because we can sit here and pipe it all day long, but until you taste it,
You never know.
you never know. Make sure you go visit
And
Slice
I
and
tell
Dice.
you, Chris sometimes will go to events. I know he was down there with Christmas on Call Street.
Yep.
When he does those events, stop by that trailer and get you a meal.
And I'll tell you something else too. He was at another Jeep event. Speaking of that, we're going to be coming up with that here in our local news here, possibly. But anyway, he was at another Jeep event this past weekend that he was at, and he took his food trailer down there and set up and did his deal. And he's helped out. Remember when the Econo Lodge caught on fire?
Right.
He fed all those people, gave them something to drink. I tell you, repay it back.
Yeah, he's got a big heart.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Him and Casey both and his staff. Hey, look, pay it forward. Look,
That's right.
Hey, Chris had paid it forward. Now y'all pay it forward. Pay it back to him. Go and visit him on any day. I tell you, and you can catch Chris there unless he's got breath. You can catch him there anytime if you want to talk to him. Go visit Slice and Dice. Anthony Black from Tallahassee, Florida is on. Linda Davis is on. Dorothy Starling, good evening. Linda Davis, good evening. Miss Shirley Blackwell, good evening.
Good morning.
Yeah, hey, good evening, Mom. Thank you for the cake, by the way. We appreciate it. Yep, good. Let's keep going. Anthony Black, San Leon County is getting hit. I ain't saying nothing. No, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't doing nothing. No, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Because you know what's going to happen Thursday when she sees me?
Yeah.
It's a strangle job.
Yeah.
Ray J, hello from team. Got your 6 at Hot Topics with Z and Top. How about that, Ray J? Thank you. Hey, you're seeing us old school right now. Wait, you'll have to join us Friday. Hopefully Dave Holland's back. You'll see us with the V-Mix. It looks just like with Hot Topics with Z and Top. Hey, we've all got beautiful graphics. David Thea says 2016.
Okay.
David Versace from, Van Cleve, Mississippi.
Van Cleve.
Yeah, he's going to kill me now as soon as I talk with him. What did you say, Lucy? Chris Davis says 2017. Brooks, 17. Jacob Swaggerty, your butter is on there. How about that, Jacob? I missed a question. Just got back. My phone did its updates and rebooted.
Okay. So hang on a second so we can make that happen.
Yeah, we'll hang on right there and then we'll give it to you. So here we go. Let's do this. District Unifying, Michael's even going to show you on the screen. Look at there. District Unifying Schools under one mascot, bypass construction ahead of schedule, and teachers wanted, but district needs to train and retrain them. Some of these are, it could happen as early as 3 years ago if you want to guess 2018. So was it June of 2016, June of 2017, or June of 2018? So Dorothy Starling says, Mike, you got her 2018.
Okay.
Mom, I love you. Thank you. She says she loves my hair. I appreciate it. I was telling you, seen it last Thursday. That was a mop. I had to get rid of that, Mom. I'll be honest with you. Let it go, she says, Lydia Morris. I am going to let it go.
Just don't sing about it.
Oh, Ray J.
Yep. I
Well,
was waiting for that one.
well, why don't you go ahead and say it then?
At least you guys have hair.
Yeah, that's true. We all do, by the way. So, I love it. I guess she was meaning black.
Black.
Yeah, possibly. All right. Going to make you look older, Roy says. Well, I'm just going to have to take that chance, Roy. We'll see. But I think, Byron, if I keep it short, it may not make me look as old. I think a longer look makes you look older. What do you think? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hey, I'll tell you one way that you will not have to worry about it being gray.
I just
shave it off.
Yeah, I figured that's what you
Actually, let's do this one. Can you speak with a very firm, deep voice?
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, I can.
Well, by golly, the gray hair will make you look like Sean Connery, and I think that's a good sign.
Great idea.
There you go.
I'm just saying. Bill David, Joel says hello to the boys. All right, yes, I
Add a
will.
little bit of Scottish
I was going to say,
accent in
We
there.
went-
gotta
Yeah,
talk
I'll
about
work on
Highland
that.
cues.
I'll work on that. The Whistling Willie is the best burger ever at Slice and Dice. The Whistling Willie. Yep. You remember the Whistling Willie? Yep, we know that one.
Yeah, that's
That's
Bring back the Big Willie. He's telling Chris that. Pulled pork there is excellent, Rob Rio says. Yes, it is.
The
ribs on Saturday
ribs
are
on
hard
Saturday.
to beat anywhere. Mike
Fact.
was getting ready to say that.
fact.
That is a fact, Jack. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. If beef brisket wasn't so hard to find and wasn't so up there, that beef brisket, me and Mike was there one Saturday. What was we doing, Michael, there?
We were.
You
We,
remember?
what
What
were we
helping
doing?
him with?
We were doing. I forget what
Was
we were.
we doing something and we just came there to eat?
We came there to eat. Yeah, we got together. I think you and I were talking about something with the show, but we met up there because you were doing the lawn and I had to get some stuff, so we met up there
we met up there
to
or
prep for a show. We were doing something
We were
about that. I
doing
forget what it
something
was.
together. Mike, hey, I'm telling you, Byron, I'm telling everybody on this show, and Michael can attest this. I took the fork and I actually cut the brisket just like that. It just melted like that. Ooh.
You do a
Anyway,
brisket like that.
oh my God. Slice and Dice is where the old commissary used to be. Yes, ma'am, the old Lottie supermarket, absolutely. That comes from the model, Miss Sharon Pettiprint. Let Chris know he got clear containers instead of styrofoam. The state people would be glad to take out the little baked goods here, and Union just did it in a business. He picked up a lot.
There you go.
And Chris responded to that too.
Oh, did he?
He
Okay.
said we do have clear containers for the prisons, and we also deliver if the order is big enough.
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
Edward Pettiprint said 17.
Okay.
Miss Shirley Bagwell said 17.
Okay.
The model said 18. Will Smith said 18. Nice cut, show pony. Thank you, sir. I love it, man. It's definitely a lot cooler. And by the way, you should have seen the hair that was on the floor.
Oh, I'll bet.
It was that big. I told Heather to go ahead and put it in the bag. What is that day that always says donated to the Wigs?
Locks of love.
Lots of love.
Yep.
Yes. I told Heather to do that, and she should have just donated that. But maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we do have clicking. Okay, Chris responded. Janet Roll, how about that? Huh?
Good evening, Jeff.
Good evening, Janet. Say good evening, Janet.
Good evening, Janet.
Hey, there. Lydia Moore says 18. Coach Tomlinson is on with us. By the way, Coach was supposed to be our special guest for Friday night. We had to move it. Coach, if we do the show VMix wise, you will definitely be on the show with us for sure.
Yeah.
If not, we'll have to table it off until
Sure.
Dan gets back. So, Coach, bear with us, and hopefully we'll get you on the show here very shortly. All right, I'm going to go around the table. Byron, what do you got?
16.
I'm trying to remember, but the bypass construction is what
Is
gets
that-
me.
Is that what's getting, okay.
I think that because it was the 16 was kind of like the midpoint, almost like that. I want to say that was I'm gonna say 17.
All right, you go inside. 16,
I can't.
17.
I'm gonna say 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2018 because I don't think it was done during the first year that the superintendent was in office. I believe it was during the second year that she decided to go with the same format.
Right.
All of them are tornadoes.
Yeah.
And I believe that was also when the news came out that the bypass was ahead of schedule.
Was ahead of schedule. All right.
So
All right. I can't take a guess because I know the answer. But if I was to take a guess, no, I won't. All right, everybody's in. David Versace just said, David, did that hair on the floor get up and walk away? Yeah.
You gotta feel the love.
Love, man. There's
The
a
audience
lot of love.
is great.
Audience is great. There's no doubt about that. Give them some big smileys on that one, Byron.
Ah, yeah.
So throw some smileys out there. All right, wait for it. And the answer is... Drum roll. June of 2017. Wow, everybody that said that, hey, you get to be put in the drawing for the $25 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill owners, Chrissy and Ricky Thompson. Hey, they own the Downtown Grill. That's where I do trivia every Thursday night. 7:30, team trivia starts. Get there a little bit early. Get you a good meal. Get you a nice beverage. Hey, and get ready for some great trivia. By the way, Michael said he whipped you. But anyway.
Now
It wouldn't have taken much.
hold.
Thursday night, it would not take much. It would not have taken
But
much.
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Michael's going to add a caveat to that.
Yeah, let me add a caveat to that one.
Yeah.
I absolutely would defer last Thursday night since I wasn't there.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
I wanted to throw,
That's good.
I wanted to see if Michael would just play along with it. Or
No, I can't. I
he
cannot.
was at the meeting. He was
I
at the
I was at the joint city-county meeting. Here's the thing, though. Byron Bagwell is such a worthy opponent
Yes, he is.
that I enjoy the opportunity to I can talk a little smack because we all know, and if you're in attendance, you'll know that I can talk a good story, but it's really hard to pick up the pieces afterwards because he usually blisters me like he did the last time we were together.
Well, if y'all know anything about Byron, our brother right here, if there's anything historical on that,
Oh yeah.
if there's anything governmental
Pretty much.
or anything political,
Pretty much.
Byron, or hey, let me tell you what else he's good at. He's good at music.
Very good music.
Well,
Very
and
good at
here-
music.
Here's the thing. I have a little bit of an unfair advantage because of the last few times because of who's been there. Between my mother, who was a teacher, and my father, who was in the military and who was an engineer, and Mary, who's a nurse. I mean, we pretty much have all the corners taken care of.
Well, and it depends on what the topics are too, Michael. You gotta try to say that too, because I try to diversify it where I'm not giving somebody an advantage. Like I already know where your strong suits are at.
Oh, yeah.
I know where Michael's strong suits are at. Michael is good with movies and music, pretty much. You're pretty good with geography, by the way.
I try to.
Except
Yeah.
that video you sent. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah. Oh God! Did he get? Do you want to explain to the audience what you did to us? But you better bring the background into it.
Okay,
first of all.
so
I love Sticks, by the way, ladies. Before he Sticks is great.
So let me give a little bit of background. So for my birthday last week, I was given a very awesome opportunity by my fiance. So we were literally third row center in the orchestra pit at the St. Augustine Amphitheater to see Styx live in concert. Of course, that's my favorite band. Everyone knows that I'm a Styx fan, and had an absolutely fantastic time. They did the first part of the concert. It was great. They took a little bit of an intermission. They came back, did the second part, came out for the encore, and David Rodgers' favorite song was the first song of the encore, and I could not resist. I had to record a section of it.
So my phone out.
So it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to send a video snippet of Mr. Roboto by Styx from the 80s. That, of course, and as you could tell by the reaction, it was certainly not
his favorite. But it was all in good fun, and they know this one. The funny part of the whole deal was that Lisa was sitting next to me, and she even made a comment during the show. Two things. Number one, it seemed like a waste of money to pay for seats when you sat in for 8 minutes during a 3-hour concert, because I stood up the whole time.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she said that it was just as entertaining to see me singing and dancing and being a general fool of myself as it was to watch the concert in its entirety. And I make no apologies for really enjoying the music. So
that's what I was about to say.
I
you
had
went to a concert and you really love the group. That
I
you
had a blast.
How can you not get up and sing the songs and do all of that stuff?
And the cool part about it is that St. Augustine was the first stop in a 38-city tour that they're going to be going through, probably a little bit longer. And this concert tour will end in Florida on February 18th is when the ship comes back. Styx is headlining the Rock Legends Cruise 2022. They'll be sailing out of Port Canaveral, 5 days in the Bahamas. Styx will be performing at least 2, probably 3 concerts. And so as part of a honeymoon trip, I am going to be doing the meet and greet and be on board with Styx for that cruise. I'll be gone for a week. Enjoying a Rock Legends cruise in February.
There's only one thing that could be better than that for a Styx fan.
What's that?
That is if Ted Nugent was there and they actually did some damn Yankees.
Oh, that
That's
would
true.
be
I was just that
amazing.
would be amazing. And
Yeah.
don't put it past COVID.
Uncle
Is
Ted?
yeah.
Uncle Ted's crazy enough to do just
Just
about
about anything.
And I know that Mitchell and Byron will probably get into this in a little bit like that one. But earlier today it was announced that federal judge upheld the Florida decision that the cruise ships were saying, no, we're going to maintain COVID protocols. We're going to do this one. And they said, if you're based in Florida, no, you're not. So masks are not going to be required on the ship. I'm social distancing. I'll be on the deck, and everybody else can stay wherever they want to, but I'm going to enjoy one heck of a cruise.
By the way, little side note, you said social distancing. You know what the requirement is now? 3 feet.
3 feet.
Yeah.
It's 3 feet instead of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't jump as far as it used to.
Right.
You know what I'm going to enjoy, guys? You know what I'm going to enjoy? And Mitchell, I need to let Mitchell get into this segment here. But you know what I'm going to enjoy? What we all enjoy. College football.
Oh, yeah.
With the stands. Mitchell, can you imagine you and Mike, all of us, I'll go to a Gator game where there's 90,000, 95,000 there.
Right now, they got some ticket specials, so you can
Yeah.
go on to their website.
Gatorzone.com.
You can buy 3 game ticket specials that's going on right now. So, I mean, if you're looking for you some Gator tickets,
There's
right now is
tickets
the perfect
available.
opportunity
Yes, we
to
should.
buy them.
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Yeah. I think me and Byron's going to get together, and we're going to try to go over and see the Knowles and Notre Dame play on Sunday night, the standalone game. Y'all are playing somebody, and y'all are standalone game too, aren't you, in that same weekend?
I think so.
Yes.
Y'all are playing
Little
somebody.
Sisters of the Poor?
Well, maybe that's
Oh, okay.
No, Florida State's later in the season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got jokes.
Yeah, he does.
I will too if he gets that football game.
Yeah. David Theus, he sounds like a Renaissance man. Well, thank you there, David, or him.
Either way.
Either way. Shirley Bagwell loves concerts. I want to go on that cruise, she says.
Yes.
Yay,
Fantastic.
congratulations,
I'm
Michael.
very happy about it.
Lydia Morris, you can tell our governor thank you. He pushed that bill, but you know that already.
Yep.
We went on a 50s cruise several years ago and wore a poodle skirt, and even if that was a little before my time, Byron went too. So much fun.
Yeah,
Remember
and
that be?
which
I
was
remember that very well.
really amazing because I'm impressed because I really didn't think you had the legs for a poodle skirt.
Me neither.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I was not wearing a poodle skirt.
are you trying to tell me Donnie was?
No.
Oh,
The greaser look, that sleek back there, the white t-shirts.
There you go.
pockets and all, yeah. That's what we did. But the concert actually was really good because there was some of the old acts actually were there from the 50s and the 60s.
like the RTs and people like that?
Yeah, and
Wow.
I'm trying to remember what the guy's name it was from Jacksonville who was there. He was really good.
So Greece was the word on the boat, right?
There was all sort of words on the boat. I mean, they did a ton of really, really good music that I actually grew up with because my parents loved that music and I got to hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew most of the songs that these guys played. The main band that's there actually plays in the Villages all the time.
Okay.
And they still play there, as far as I know. It was a good time.
By the way, do you know a lady named Mary Salvatore?
She on?
She's on. Say hello to Mary.
Hey, bud.
There you go, right here.
There you
There you
go.
go. Right.
So you got to show Byron how to do that.
Well, I did that.
Yeah, whatever. Dorothy Starling, I absolutely agree. I think you ain't gonna get no negative feedback from here. She says our governor is great.
Oh, he is.
Oh,
He is
man,
great.
I love him. Don't you?
And he actually signed 3 great bills today that I'm actually going to talk about a little bit.
All right. Well, they wore the jeans and white T-shirts. She said.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this, Byron. Let's let Mitchell. We're gonna jump right into Mitchell's segment called What's
The Scoop?
the Scoop?
All right. Well, first of all, to get back to what Michael was talking about driving in the rain, the state of Florida is now going to let you start using your hazard lights again. So it's something new. We have been told for years in the past that you cannot use your hazards. Now that is back. But more importantly, I see this every day the past couple of weeks since we've been getting a lot of this rain. Vehicles not running their lights.
Yes.
While going down the road. Some people running the running lights going down the road. If you have a gray or dark colored vehicle and you're driving down the road and the contrails are coming off the other cars, the mist and stuff, we cannot see you with your lights off. So please, if you've been driving with your lights off in the rain, please turn them on. Just think, wipers on, lights on.
Yeah.
So just wanted to touch base on that. And thank Michael for bringing that up. But we have some events coming up this Wednesday. Airmark will be having a recruitment event over at Gainesville at the Career Source Center. So if you're looking for a job, and by saying, are you looking for a job, this Saturday will end the extra $300.
Finally.
It will. That's right. So if you're getting unemployment, that $300 is going to be gone. You're going to be basically getting what, the $275?
I think it's $300.
$300.
Yeah, that's it.
So that check will no longer hold $600 in value a week. So
It's so much of a percentage of your pay.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
On Saturday, June the 26th through the 27th is the Watermelon Fun Fest. This is going to be held at the Charlie E. Johns Center.
Fairgrounds.
It is at the
It's
fairgrounds.
at the fairgrounds.
Okay. Sorry, Michael. Thank you for correcting me. At the fairgrounds at 2300
That's right.
North Temple Avenue in Stark.
Correct.
Were we
So
gonna have
it-
some? Never mind. I was going to go the watermelon crawl direction, but
Yeah.
I tell you what, won't you show up and sing it?
That's all right.
Pick
That
your
sounds
guitar
good.
except we're not in Georgia. That's the only problem with that.
Well,
it
that's
won't
true.
be in Georgia
Yeah.
in mid-July. On a day hot enough to make the devil sigh.
That's right.
But, that event's going to be on the 26th and the 27th. So if you have young ones, take them out there. Have a great time with your family. Also, this Saturday, Gainesville Raceway will be back racing. The last event 2 weeks ago got rained out. And, hey, it's very possible this weekend may get rained out as well. But if you have kids that's 12 and under, want to go have a good time, those kids will get in free. Guess what's coming up? Tax-free week. It is coming up starting on July the 1st and will go through July the 7th. So it's a great opportunity for people to save money on school supplies and on clothes. So take advantage of that. And also, while we're talking about tax-free and talking about clothes and stuff for your kids and school supplies, remember that our school district is offering the summer feeding service that will continue through July the 22nd. The hours are 12 through 1. And they are serving on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if you want to try to save a little bit of money, and actually I encourage you to go out there to the Bradford High School, go through the bus loop, and take advantage of this, because this is grant money. It's ability to keep this going year after year after year, and help these families that depend on this.
Yeah.
Because we just went through the COVID thing. Some people still doesn't have jobs, and so let's all come together and help each other out. The next Bradford County School Board meeting will be on July the 12th, and usually that starts about 6:30 p.m. Also, speaking about schools, Palm Medical Group is providing sports physicals for local athletes by appointment at all locations, including Stark, High Springs, Orange Park, Gainesville, Lake City, Trenton, Williston, Bell, Brantford, and Chiefland. So if you're interested, call 888-730-2374 to schedule a visit. Also, you can visit their website at www.palmsmg.org for more information. Starting July the 1st is spin class.
Whoa,
will
we need to
be
get
open
into that,
to
guys.
the public at the North Florida Technical College,
things up, man.
known as the Old Votech. Tickets can be purchased Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. through 4 p.m. Please call 904-966-6764 for details.
Hey, Mitchell, can I ask you something about that spin class? I'm about 270 now. Do they got a bike that will hold my fat tail up?
I guarantee you they do.
Do they?
You know
All
what
right.
they're going to do?
What are they going to do?
They're going to set about 4 or 5 heaters around you and crank them all the way up and, man, just sweat it out of you.
So, good grief. All right.
Not this kind of heater.
You know, you know one thing that will save you?
What's that?
You won't need no
Lord.
water pills.
Yeah, well, you got a point there. I may need a doctor after that.
The crew on the On the Spot show does not condone or suggest anybody put heaters
Yeah,
around themselves while they're exercising.
Yeah, did you go over that in the opening of the show, by the way?
Yes, he did.
We'll do that.
Libby's Massage and Wellness on Call Street in Stark is getting a second location in Lake Butler, according to the business posted on their Facebook page. No timeline for the expansion to be announced, so just still stay tuned. Look on their page,
we'll
and
keep
you
you up
should
to
see the information pop up there.
Have
Also-
any of y'all had a massage there?
One.
You have. Oh, is it pretty inexpensive, Mike? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it's very, very reasonable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Michael's like, you gotta go.
Lean up,
Okay.
just for a second.
Yeah.
They're going to have to use the sledgehammer on you, buddy. Sorry.
Good grief. The show's off the rails. Whoop, there you go.
You don't have rocks up under there. You got tree trunks.
By the way, good God. Speaking of tree trunks, by the way, when are you due?
Oh,
He's sucking it in. Oh, good. Get out of here.
oh Lord.
That's my buddy. I love you, man. Go for it.
Also in Union County, the future plans for the football facility is now underway. They will dedicate it to the late Jerry Whitehead, the sheriff of Union County, and a resolution for that was passed earlier today.
Mike, do you know what are they going to do? Are they going to redo the stadium and all that? Or what is it going to be?
My understanding is that they are actually putting together a new. They got some state and I believe federal funding to build a new facility that's going to be incorporated in with the football area.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to. I think now I can't speak for this with any certainty. I'll confirm this and we'll have it on our next show. It's going to be a training facility.
I got you. That
That's
sounds about right.
That's my understanding.
Okay, sounds about right.
Okay.
All right.
And
Road construction is continuing on Orange Street between Madison Street and the middle school, so use caution through there. We got a long ways to go. Please remember when school starts back, this is still going to be an area that's going to have construction.
and one thing to consider with all the recent rainfall, they've milled up the road
So now it's a very muddy mess, and it is as a result of this, both this project and the State Road 100 overpass project, they're encountering some delays as a result due to the standing water and the excessive rainfall. This project will be going on until December. They are hoping, though, to get ahead of the curve. Hopefully we get a little bit drier weather moving in, and they'll try to catch up with that one. So just be aware of the fact that this closure is going to be until the end of the year.
That is correct. And I imagine schools, the school district is taking precautions, maybe be changing their bus routes, how to get in and out of the middle school.
Correct.
As well as the high school.
School buses are going to be dropping off at the
That's
technical center, and then the students will be walking, escorted over to the middle school from the technical center due to the construction on Orange Street.
Also, the pilings are going down along State Road 100 as the new overpass moves forward.
Yep.
So a lot of construction in that area. Please slow down. Be careful driving through that area. It's real easy to get sidetracked and hit that little retaining wall that they have up there. So try not to do that and damage your vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's it.
Also, the next Bradford County Commissioner meeting will be held on July the 5th. Now, this is the morning meeting that will take place at 9:30 a.m. This past Thursday, we had a joint county commissioner meeting with the county and the city, and they mostly went over things with the Swanee River Water Management District on problem areas, projects that's going to be happening or going on at this time. So if you want any more information on it, you can contact the Bradford County Manager's Office, and they can provide you the minutes for that.
I actually was at that meeting, and it was actually a very educational meeting. For those of you that have been keeping up with this one, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, in cooperation with the Florida Water Management District and the city and the county, have been meeting on this for over 2 years now. And a lot of concern was raised at this meeting because they said that they were dragging their feet and that they were delaying this one. Well, it turned out that's not the case at all. It turns out they were actually looking towards trying to secure the funding. They have now secured funding. So they are looking at purchasing some additional land and creating a natural wetlands area. There's also some talk about relocation of the Sprayfield properties to utilize for the natural resources to help manage some of the flood-prone areas on Crosby Lake as well as Sampson Lake at all. So there's going to be a lot of flood mitigation projects that's going on. The top conversation about Kenmores and Trail Ridge over towards Keystone and diverting water into Clay County to help fill up the lakes on that area was also brought up as well.
Right. Well, I can tell you how they can manage the water really simply in Crosby and Rowell and Sampson Lake. All you got to do is shut the water off in DuPont, and it doesn't funnel down through there.
So the problem is that the state offered Kenmore's DuPont, they can dump up to 6 million gallons of water a day into the system if they choose to, and that is to alleviate any potential flooding and overflow of the retention ponds that they have there due to tropical weather and flooding. The example being is that we've had 6 inches of rain in Bradford County in the last 72 hours. Now, that doesn't cause it. And that doesn't mean they're going to. They could if they need to. Hurricane Irma resulted in the release of over 24 million gallons of water that, unfortunately, because they happened to fall on the west side of Trail Ridge, that water came into Bradford County. Now they're trying to work a project so that they can possibly put that water on the east side of the ridge and fill up the lakes in the Clay County lake area.
That's what they need to do, because if they would have put all of that water in those lakes, it would not have even filled up Brooklyn.
Correct. That's correct.
Right.
It would not have even filled. That wouldn't have come anywhere near filling up Brooklyn, and it wouldn't have flooded out here.
Correct.
That's correct.
I agree.
It's ridiculous. I'll stop. That's one of my.
And one of those things, like Michael was talking, they were talking about Edwards bottomlands as well.
Correct. That is correct.
So,
Yeah, the bottomland's actually stretching from the south side of Edward Sports Complex, where the creek is, going all the way out to the spray field by the bypass. That whole area is going to become part of the wetlands area that they can use to recharge the aquifer. It was some really good information, and as Mitchell said, by all means, learn more about this, because this is going to have a significant impact on the water supply and the flooding mitigation projects that are going to be undertaken for years to come.
Right. You know, when we want our lakes to be healthy,
Yes.
and so this is another way to keeping those lakes healthy as well. And also, they probably mentioned, Michael, about the floodgates.
Yes, they did.
They're at 3 pipes.
Yes,
and
they did.
how they're going to work those as well to try to help those issues. So,
not everybody,
I'm glad that they're talking and moving forward all together in one direction.
yeah, I am too. Not everybody knows where all that water goes, though. Once it leaves 3 pipes, it actually goes to the Santa Fe
That's
River.
River, yes.
And then Santa Fe River goes into
The Gulf of
the
Mexico.
Gulf of Mexico. So, there are ways to mitigate all of that stuff. It just has to be handled right when that water gets there. And and also when they do figure out how to dump it over into the Keystone Heights area, that would be guys. The lakes over there are. I mean,
It's very sad, because
It is.
people have bought this land over there and built houses when
Nice houses.
when the lakes were up,
Yeah.
and now that doesn't change their property tax when
No.
they have no lake,
but the value.
but it hurts the value of their
Yeah.
of their property. So it's really hard for those folks around there. I mean, I'm up a little ways from Crystal. Crystal always holds quite a bit of
Yeah,
water.
that doesn't.
Springs.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
because of the springs.
Yeah.
But you take Belford Lake.
Bedford Lake's terrible.
That one's really low,
Yeah.
and it's really sad when you drive around there.
I haven't
and
been
see
through
it.
Brooklyn. How bad is Brooklyn still?
Oh, it's
bad.
It's not. It's still. There's still water underneath the bridge.
Right.
But it's not as much as there
As
was a year or two ago, and
Right.
it's nowhere near what it was when I was
No.
a kid.
No.
I mean, you could
You
could literally jump off that bridge when I was a kid and not drop, but about that far and hit water.
Right.
Yeah. And now you can
couldn't
probably
put a boat
walk
on it.
You can
across
walk
there,
under, yeah.
and it won't even come up past your knees.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, another thing I have a problem with, and I don't know how other people feel, but I hate when the lakes are down like that, especially at Brooklyn, and we got these kids and stuff that are riding around in trucks out there in the lake bed and
Yes, I
ATVs
agree.
and stuff
I
like
think
that.
it- yeah.
And the thing they don't understand, when they're dropping contaminants off those vehicles in there, and finally when the lakes do come up, it creates a EPA mess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
don't drive in the lake beds.
There's all sorts of things that people do that are like that. If you think putting a beach out there on the water is harmless,
Yeah.
but what you're actually doing is, guys know I am not one of those people
Right.
that
Right.
run
I
around
got you.
and champion the environment like some people do. But when you do that, what it does is it destroys those aquatic
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
plants that are still growing there
Yeah.
because they're still getting water. And when the lakes do come back, they don't come back.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't come back.
When they're died off, they died off. I want to bring up something that's been going on in Alachua County that's very important, and a lot of people need to pay attention to. On June the 17th, Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order to officially declare a vacancy for the District 2 seat that is being held by Ms. McGraw. Because this person who won that seat actually lives outside the district that she is representing, and I don't care if it's 2 inches outside the district or if you're across the road. The rules state that you have to live in the district that you run in, and she broke those laws and those rules. And right now, she's mad about it, so she has actually hired an attorney, Richard Allen II, to fight back on Ron DeSantis' executive order about vacating that seat. And you know how sometimes politics runs over in Alachua County. Of course, it goes up in front of a judge, and the judge says, "Oh, she can remain on the board and she can vote and make decisions." I'm sorry, I think the judge is wrong in this right here, this matter, because it tells you that you have to live in the district. Even the supervisor of elections for Alachua County even said that they had doubts about Ms. McGraw living outside the district that she was running for to represent. So this matter right here is not going to be over for a while now. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, because if we allow this to happen, well, I can live over in District 4 and say, hey, you know what? I want to run for District 1 seat, and I'm going to represent them. It's just plumb wrong. I think a lot of it is they just want to get done away with all the district borders and stuff, and that's not the way the system's set up. You know,
this is part of. I'm going to be honest with you. This is part of the reason why the people that are outside of the city of Gainesville and some of the smaller towns
they want to break away.
They want to break away and get away and form their own county,
Spring County.
Spring County.
Yep.
And there's a big push for this that's going on now,
Right.
because to tell you the honest truth, everything that revolves around that town is corrupt.
Right.
Is
Well-
utterly corrupt.
Well, you've got this right here going on. You know the FDLE's into investigating the supervisor elections office for having inmates fill out
Voter registrations.
Voter
and,
fraud,
and taking ballots from them as well, which is totally illegal. So
And if I'm not mistaken, that's federal too.
That is
federal.
federal.
That charge is coming for that.
yes,
Is federal.
if it's cited that they did this knowingly and they went forth with it, there is subject to fines and prison time. Anybody who's involved from the
And as Byron
supervisor
said,
election.
I want to.
That's not state time. This is going to be federal time.
I don't want to. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want them to stop at that supervisor of elections. I want them to follow that up to where that supervisor of elections was getting their marching orders from. Because it's not just that supervisor of elections idea. Hey, I think I'll do this. No, that's not.
Right.
That's not.
You
He
know,
was getting a push from somewhere.
and you know the scope because
I think it could have been the actual party he belongs to.
well when you take that job, when you're elected there, you go and you learn the bylaws and what you can and cannot do. Just like if you win a district seat for a county commissioner or you win a seat as a school board member, they hold a class down in Orlando and you go to that class to learn the laws of what you can and cannot do. And so they done this willingly. There's a problem, you know, and this might be the reason why this woman somehow was able to run for a District 2 seat over there and live in a totally different district.
You think so? You think?
So I mean,
I'll stop it.
we need to keep on paying attention to that in the news. I'm going to run real quick. Last thing on the state level, Governor Ron DeSantis today signed 3 new bills. One of those bills are the House Bill 5, and this is will task the Florida Department of Education to improve the civic education curriculum. So I tell you what, our governor's not pulling no strings.
No.
I mean,
he shouldn't.
he is doing what needs to be done for our school district. So that is supposed to improve the civic education curriculum. The second is SB. That's a Senate bill, House Senate bill. If you don't know what SB stands for, 1108. It's designed to bridge a gap between colleges and high schools by making post-secondary state schools students to take a civic literacy course and a civic literacy assessment. This will be a graduation requirement. So
I like it.
I like it as well, David. I really do.
I like it.
The third bill is House Bill 233. That's HB 233 if you want to look it up on the state website. This requires colleges and universities to conduct estimates.
Assessments.
Yeah, assessments, sorry. I can't even read my own handwriting. Annually, I was writing it fast. Annually,
Intellectual.
intellectual freedom and diversity viewpoints.
I like it. Man, I tell you.
You know why they're having to write this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To keep our schools from having. Go ahead, because I know you're going to get into it tonight.
I'm going to talk a little bit about it tonight. But
Radical race theory.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that helped stop that from happening in our schools, which he's already said that he is not going to allow any school district in the state of Florida to teach that.
Yeah.
If they decide to go ahead and do that, those school districts, they're going to lose state funding because they are not going to fund that school district.
No, they're not.
So, and to me, all that does is divide our country more. It causes more problems with our kids, especially at a younger age. You know, we have to be careful what we teach, because as they grow up, they will stay divided,
Sure they will.
and that's not what we need. We need to be unified.
That's exactly right.
We are all men and women, children of the United States.
We're Americans.
We are all Americans.
That's exactly right.
And how about even taking a little step further? Because I've heard you two say it. How about we're human beings?
right.
We're not animals. We're human beings.
True.
That you know what I'm saying? That happen to live in the same country.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That should believe in the same values of this great nation.
And how we got here, David, is political correctness is what got us to this point. And I'll give you a prime example. Maybe I was wrong, maybe I was right. But I was at work, and I says, why is this gate up here? I said, well, the gate's up here to protect y'all from the bums. Well, I got a tongue lashing. They're not called bums, they are called homeless individuals. I was like,
Residentially challenged.
our resident, there you go. You know,
Again, this is the narrative that we're looking at here.
You want to know where all of it comes from? You really want to know where political correctness comes from, and where things like critical race theory comes from, or radical race theory, whichever one you want to call it. You want to know where it all comes from? It is a function of Marxism.
oh yes, it is.
Yeah. Mhm.
It is a function of Marxism.
You know, and they try to use the excuse of our history. I'm sorry. Every country has good and bad history.
It's history.
The reason why we have good and bad history is because we took the bad and we made it better, and that's how we keep on going forward.
And we're even trying to make better.
Well,
But if you erase
You
everything
will fall back
back,
and repeat yourself if you
As
take
has been
away
said.
history and destroy it.
yes, and that's another thing that Marxism does. It takes and it destroys history. It destroys culture. It destroys religion. It's doing exactly what a certain party that's in power wants it to do right now. You won't ever hear them call themselves that, but that's what they are. You might hear one or two of them, like Bernie Sanders, call himself a socialist. Not a socialist. Bernie Sanders is a full-blown communist. You don't vacation in Soviet Moscow on your honeymoon unless you're a Marxist in the early 80s. You don't do that.
right.
Well,
Or communist, excuse me. Same thing.
I'll tell you what, Byron, with that being said, that's a scoop for me tonight, Mitchell Gunter, and I am going to turn it over to the Byron Bagwell.
Good job, Mitchell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, infidels, patriots, and miscreants.
Who are you?
I am the Byron Bagwell.
That's right.
And I have a comment that I wanted to make to talk about tonight that we just got on the show. David Versace actually was talking about, speaking of concerts, if they tour this fall, and you like Christmas music, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
See them this season. The band will blow your mind. The band is a must-see band. You will thank me later. And the honest answer to that is he's absolutely right.
Yes, he is.
And when I said this, when we saw that comment, I said, I've got a piece of trivia that I'm going to ask David Rodgers before I really get into this segment.
Okay.
What early 80s rock band, metal band, did Trans-Siberian Orchestra come from?
Oh,
I know
I
this.
think I might know it.
I think I know this. Let me see here.
They were really a heavy metal band.
They were a heavy metal band.
Yes, they were. They split up. I can give you even more. They split up after their lead guitar player was killed by a drunk driver.
Was it what I'm thinking it is?
No. Not, and I don't think so. You just got that smile on your face.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I'll
give you another hint.
Okay.
They're from Florida.
Do you know who it is, Mitchell? Already?
I think I know who it is.
I give you another hint. They're from Tampa.
Wow, why am I drawing such a blank?
Well, they weren't a great big band. There's not a whole lot of people that know them unless they're really into that type of music.
Why am I drawing a blank? But I bet I know it as soon as you're going to say it. I bet I know it.
The group is named Sabotage.
Yes.
They're actually originally from all of them from Tampa.
Really?
The lead guitarist and the singer actually founded the band are brothers.
I'll be daggone.
So
I knew
yeah,
that.
that's where the Trans-Siberian Orchestra actually came from. It was that group because the rest of them.
David Rodgers answered. He said Sabotage.
That's exactly right. Yes, sir. There's not a whole lot of people that know who that is. By the way, the guy that died was a heck of a guitar player.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, I wanted to. It's getting a little bit later, and I wanted to set this next Tuesday up a little bit.
Okay.
I want you to imagine that it is the '60s, and you are a certain civil rights leader, and you have made a speech on the Capitol lawn. And one of your main points in that speech is that we should judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And you get a vision of the last 5 or 6 years, and you start seeing people spout critical race theory, which says that basically that white people are systemically racist because they set up a system to oppress people. All white people. The system oppresses people. White people oppress people because they set the system up. Can you imagine what Martin Luther King Jr. would think about this? I can tell you a little bit what he would think about it, because contrary to popular belief, Martin Luther King Jr. was not a Democrat. He was a Republican.
Yep.
I can tell you what he would think about it. And I'm going to save that for the quote of the week for next week.
Ooh.
Well,
Very interesting.
well,
Okay.
Myron, I know one thing that I would like you to look up for next week is look up the forced stimulus check. And because they're saying that it will be approved by the end of this month.
Sure it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what's
It'll be approved.
I want everybody to go on to Google and type in debt clock. And I want you to watch how much money we put this country in debt every single second of every single day.
Yeah.
It will scare you half to death. There's no way we're paying it off. It's going to go to our kids and grandkids. And
Oh,
You
yeah.
better believe it. And I want to go ahead and tell everybody about the child income tax credit that Biden supposedly is giving everybody. You're not getting anything. You're just getting your child tax credit. Sorry, early.
That's
all
all.
it is.
That's all it is.
He's not giving you an extra
No, he's not.
$3,600. It's the same money that you will get at the end of the year. But he made it seem like you were getting an extra $3,600 on top
It's
of what you're
what
getting.
you want to hear.
Time out. Time out.
It's what you want to hear.
You do not get money from the government.
No.
Period.
It's your money.
It's our money. The government gets money from us to spend, and they
Right.
borrow money from places like China. That is not their money.
It's
to give to
actually
you.
our grandkids' money.
Our money and our kids' money and our grandkids' money, and if they keep on, our great grandkids' money.
Well, they keep on.
We're gonna have
when your
to-
child is born, that child's gonna owe $85,000.
Well, I was just going to say, Mitch, I'm glad you
68
said
or
that.
something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
Can we
now,
refigure
right
it?
now.
Let's refigure it.
Yeah, we'll figure it
We'll refigure it for the next show.
I'm sure I can find that information.
We reported 64 the last time, right?
Was it 64 or 68?
One of the two. So let's find out what it is now.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely, utterly ridiculous. They're putting us in chains. Is
Wow.
what they're doing.
And you talk about spending money, borrowing money from China. This is what China is doing to the United States. China is sending people over here to buy land privately.
I'm sure they are.
That's how they're getting their hands on our land. They're sending them over here privately.
Their citizens don't do anything without the approval of the government. And see, that's what most people don't understand about a communist dictatorship. You don't do anything the government tells you not to do,
And
or
you're
they
gonna
will
do-
kill
And
you,
you're going to do what they say.
or they will kill you.
That's
Right.
right.
I mean,
So,
all you got to do is go watch the videos from Tiananmen Square.
And I know Kat Kamek, she has been talking about that on the floor as well as also in her town hall meeting
They hold
that she
slaves.
had a couple of weeks ago. That they're trying to find a way to stop this from happening because I mean look how much
Sure.
cattle
You
how much cattle they own.
you know how you do
right
that?
here.
You know how you do that? I can tell you exactly how you do that. Are you
You
ready?
can't buy new land not unless you're
Hold
a U.S.
on.
citizen.
Hold on. What you did, whether the China virus, and yes, I'm using the word China virus, what they did with the China virus, whether it was man-made or not, which there's more and more evidence that it was man-made and come out of a lab, whether it was man-made or not, China still allowed infected people to fly to this country.
Oh yeah, you
Yes.
can fly there, but
Hold
they
on.
can fly out.
Hold on. That is an act of war. And you can
Yes.
say it, and you can play the spin games all you want to, and you never can prove it or anything else.
Germ
We
warfare.
don't have to prove it to anybody to say, okay, your assets are cut off, all your assets are frozen in this country. Get out and don't come back if you're a Chinese national. Period. We are stopped trading with you. We're not doing a diamond trade with you anymore. We can buy stuff from other countries. We can start manufacturing things in this country. We do not have to deal with a communist dictatorship.
And another thing that we need to do here in the United States, if other people from other countries can come in here and start a business and it be tax-free for so many years, so should the citizens of this country
Sure.
should have that same
Sure.
ability to do so.
Everybody gets so many years tax-free, it would help every single business person in the United States. Yes, I agree. Wholeheartedly.
So, China buying up our land, buying up our beef, buying up everything they
Our
can.
poultry.
Our poultry. Just buying up everything that
Can't
they
do
can.
anything.
Hey,
Go away.
what does that sound like?
No, they're trying to destroy us from within. They're trying to take.
Let me use the word. How about takeover?
Yes.
This is China trying to take over this great nation by what? Not by military actions, but but
They will crush you from
From
within.
yes. And that's what it is. It is takeover by what? And what'd you say that term was? Hey, it's socialism feeding into communism.
They are literally the
Please.
same thing.
Hey.
And Ayn Rand had a great quote about that too.
Man, we need
It's-
to get some more quotes.
It basically says that communism and socialism are two forms of death. One is suicide and the other is murder.
Right.
You've said this point before. What would happen if China decided to call their marker in the United States right now?
Oh, we couldn't pay it.
You couldn't pay
We
it.
can't pay it.
Can't pay it.
So guess what?
I mean,
China's gonna say, you gotta pay
when
it.
they go to call in the marker, my response to that would be, okay, you've got your marker already for the people that you killed
Killed
with the virus.
with the COVID.
that virus, because you know what?
Thank
You
you.
know what?
There's your marker.
Whether it come from whether it was man-made or not,
Doesn't matter.
whether it was gain of function or not, which
They did not
Fauci's
communicate.
an absolute moron to give any money to a communist dictatorship and believe anything that they say. And yes, I said Fauci was a moron, and I meant it. Look, they killed thousands of people in this country. So there's your debt. Take that.
Take that
and put it
and
in your
put it in pipe and smoke it.
And also,
they
your
are-
assets are frozen, and you no longer can trade with
Get
us. Get out.
And they are working on that right now to sue the Chinese government. And I guarantee you that's what it's going to be. They're going to say, well, we were asking X amount of money for this. We owe you X amount of money. So we're just going to call it a clean slate.
Well, here's the thing about this. You can do that, but until you get rid of the root issue with a communist dictatorship, we're talking about people that kill Muslims and enslave that you heard that right. There's slavery in China.
Yes.
Enslave Muslims in their country. Look up the Uyghurs. All you got to do, if you can get Google to pull it up, because they're controlled by the communist Chinese. But if you start looking into this country, they are evil. Period. I don't care what anybody says. That group is evil. Why are we doing what we're doing with this country? With the exception of we have politicians that are in their pockets. Hunter Biden.
Hey, I got a funny story.
Let's connect the dots. Guess who else?
The last race that I was able to go to, it was so hot, it had to be as hot as a spoon in Hunter Biden's room.
If you like pina coladas and getting
Get
caught
caught
in
in
your
your brain.
brain,
right,
when your
here we
dad's
go.
never mind.
Hey, so that's a good one. But okay, so what I want to reference back real quick, Byron, and then I'm going to move on. Okay, remember I was telling you China's buying up our land, buying up our poultry, buying up our meat. Why are they doing that? Think about it for a moment. If
They
you
control
got
the
in,
industries.
correct.
They control the industries. They
but
control
why? Let me. What is it? What is it?
Control everything.
We don't need China. China needs us and our goods and our things that we do here.
right.
We can survive
That's right.
without China's trade. They need us. Why do you think they're doing this?
Get out. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody stand up to
That-
these.
now you've got
somebody stand up
ownership.
to- Somebody stand up to these communists and
Right.
tell them,
Well, and-
get out.
We don't
And they
need
can
you.
also use it to starve us when they take over
Correct.
80% of poultry and beef
Yes.
and stuff like that. They can say, hey, we're going to shut down these packaging plants.
But we're not regulating anything. We're letting them do it.
The answer to that is we're going to freeze your assets and get out of our country. Goodbye. Your assets are frozen. You don't have anybody to enforce that on the ground. We will roll troops in there and kick everybody out. Get out of our country, you communists.
Right.
Period.
But see, here we go. Nobody's standing up and doing that right now. Why? Because as
Joe
Biden
Biden's
said,
owned by the Communist Chinese
everybody's
Party.
everybody's lacing their pockets. And you know which group I'm talking about. Is lacing their pockets.
It's not just
full of-
them. It's not just them. Take a look at the minority leader in the Senate.
Yeah, well.
Take a look at what his wife.
Wife, yeah.
It's not just the Democrats.
You're right.
It's some
Republicans too. Yeah.
You can't sell this country down the road
No.
like this in debt.
I'm going to tell you right now. This keeps going. This keeps going. This keeps going. Patriot Byron Bagwell, Patriot Michael Heater, Patriot Mitchell Gunner, Patriot David Rodgers, and the other millions that I can name up ain't going to stand for it. And I'm going to tell you right now,
There'll be a storm.
there'll be a storm a brewing. And let me tell you what, it won't be. It'll be against communism, and we're going to run it the hell out of here.
Why do you think they want to do gun control?
Oh, of course
Of
they want
course.
to do gun control.
You can't defend yourself.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. I heard McAuliffe the other day. Terry McAuliffe, the other day, started talking about banning all assault rifles. And I made a simple statement to him.
What's an assault rifle?
I said, an assault is an action that a human being commits.
Commits, yes.
Now, a rifle can be used in the commission of
Of an assault. Yeah.
But you can't assign an action that a human being does to an inanimate object.
You mean the first A in AR doesn't stand for assault?
Well, it stands for armor light. For
Right.
everybody that does not know this, AR stands for Armor Light Rifle. It was the company that originally manufactured AR-15s as copies of the M16. It's not fully automatic. They're not fully
But
automatic.
I thought AOC thought the A stood for assault.
Oh my God.
What are we talking
Are we
about?
talking
Somebody
about
that's mystified by our garbage
disposal. Alright, guys. Burn.
We're off the rails.
We're off the rails. I'll tell you what.
This whole entire thing, it really
It
bothers
really- no, it bothers me. It bothers
because
all of
we're
us.
going to destroy ourselves with stupidity
From the
by
inside out.
Yeah.
by allowing these politicians to do what they're doing. And by the way, for those of you who don't know what I just did, that was not a boot, that was a dress shoe. But
Yeah.
that is exactly what Nikita Khrushchev did
Yes.
on the floor at the
Oh,
UN.
yes.
So that's been going around, and communists
I've
play
said
well
this.
together, by the way.
I've said this many a times. Why hasn't China come over here and taken us over?
Because they can't.
Behind every blade of grass, there's two guns.
Or
So, it would be easier for China to take us over if our own government took away our weapons. What are we going to defend ourselves with then, Byron?
rocks.
We're
Bananas.
going to have to throw rocks. We're going to have to get slingshots like David and Goliath.
No.
But guess what?
I know
We're
how to do
smarter
other,
than that.
I know how to do other stuff.
Yeah,
than
oh
you
yeah.
do,
Hey,
so.
but let me tell you, we're smarter than that.
Well, they're going to come looking for my guns, and they're not going to be there. Neither am
No,
I.
and neither are you, and neither are a lot of us, and that's exactly right.
What? I never owned one.
I never had one.
Why? Why would you be there? Let me start with that.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want a piece of Miss Bagwell's cake.
Yes, that would be a good thing.
That would be a very good
That would be a
thing.
very good thing.
So, Byron, real quick note, give us a teaser about something. Do something. Give us a little something.
Yeah, I'm a fluster kid about the Chinese communists that we cater to, and our politicians are in bed with and indebted to because their sons make millions of dollars off of their companies in China, and they're Mr. Big, and it just slips right under the radar. You have people that are having business dealings with this and in control of the company that's working with them. And they come out and they tell you what's going on, and everybody just forgets it. And then you put people like that in the president's office, and this is what we get. Sorry, I am far past aggravated.
Yeah, with this nonsense and garbage.
No, it's ignorance.
It is.
It's pure ignorance, is what it is.
Yeah. Mitchell?
I'm just ready for some changes to be made.
You're ready for football.
I'm ready for
People
2022.
People has to get out there and they have to vote the right people in. You need to pay attention where these people come from, not just by what they say, because what they say can be very deceiving, and you gotta look at their actions,
Fauci's
not
really
not
good.
by the way they talk. You gotta look at their actions in their past. Look at their history, without people throwing it away. Look at their history before you vote on them. Make sure that you are voting for the right candidate. Because you know what? We're this close of losing America. We
Yeah,
are.
we are.
We're this close. No one. Everyone's having to stand down at the border. That protects us from the south. It's just chaos. Little pieces here and there. China coming in, buying companies up, buying land up.
That's internal combustion
Yep.
waiting to happen.
We got a president and his staff that don't know what they're doing, and sometimes the president don't even know what day it is or where he's at.
Good grief.
It's very sad. If you look back at the G7 summit, look back at that G7 summit. How many times that he is flustered of words? He must have been talking about Russia and the United States working together to help Syria to get them out of a fix, and he says Libya 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times. He got the country wrong. Supposed to have been saying Syria and said Libya. I mean, that's That's a big uh-oh.
Yeah,
And that just makes us look like a bunch of idiots. Our whole
It makes us look like we don't know what the hell we're talking
makes us
about.
look weak.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, it makes us a laughing stock.
Yeah.
They always claim Trump made us a laughing stock, which was a load of garbage.
Well, if
Because-
you hear
Because they may not have liked what Trump did and what Trump said. Trump meant business when he talked, and he made business deals. It's what he did that improved this country. What this clown is doing, and I do mean clown, and I don't care that he's our president. I'm past that. Because you know what? They talk about having respect for the office. Where is the respect for the office when you put somebody in it that cannot remember the name of a country? 3 times he is in a summit with major countries, a major summit with major countries. You tell me respect the office. Where is your respect that you won't even put in somebody that can remember the name of the countries that they're talking about?
You cannot make mistakes like that.
No, you can't. Michael, give us some weather on the way out.
Okay, so real quick, well, no one says it better than the man himself.
What?
Byron, what's going to happen in the next 72 hours?
It's gonna rain!
And boy, is it.
Man?
2 inches of rain. Easy, gentlemen. 2 inches of rain today in Bradford County. Look for another 3 to 4 inches of rain over the next 48 hours. Chance of thunderstorms and potentially severe weather moving in on Friday with the daytime heating moving into the area. Hey, we didn't get to it tonight, but join us on the next show. Mitchell Gunner is going to be talking about a very big event coming to the downtown area in July.
Yeah.
The Stark Show and Shine featuring upwards of 150 Jeeps will be on display. The show pony himself looking at doing a DJ for us as well. A lot of good activities coming up to that one. Mitchell will have a full recap on that at our next show.
All right. Just real quick. Some real quick comments. Shirley Bagwell says, try a facial by Monica. She's the best. Do you know Monica? I do.
She
Eddie Johnson's
gets
on.
facials every once in a while for
Yeah.
me
Really?
for birthdays and Christmas.
Wow. I'm going to try that.
She really likes me.
Mary Salvatore, thank you very much. I love the new cut too. Sharon and Ed said they went to that spin class. They're thinking about going back after they get their second COVID shot. Lydia Morris is on. Bye-bye. All you guys. Roy Jackson, Shirley Bagwell. One of the problems is Keystone is under the SJRWM district.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
I get it.
St.
We'll
John's
talk
River.
about that. Yeah, you're exactly right. Sheila Lyon, backing votes. Yep, you can join Dixie, but I don't know how this is going to go down. Well, that's true. Had a principal who lived in Gainesville, your mom said. Christopher Davis is on. Don't forget Slice and Dice. Take a look at China and Soviet Union for what happens when it becomes a Marxist state. David Rodgers on that deal. Great
Sabotage,
music.
yeah.
King. Randy Scoggins. I'm just trying to get through. Just a visit a communist country. If you don't believe that, and your mama's been there, she can attest
Good
to it.
time.
I just want to say real quick, it's about my nephew, Brody Gunter. He's
Yep.
racing up in
Charlotte.
Charlotte tonight. But if you're interested in getting your name on his car for the next upcoming races in that series, it's $25. You can reach out to his mother, Ashley Gunter, on her Facebook page and make that happen. And also, they're going to have some T-shirts coming and some hats, $25 for each. And I tell you, they're very sharp looking. And by this Friday night, maybe we can have him up on the screen for you.
Maybe.
And talk a little bit about his success. And if he's back and we have time, maybe we can slide him on the show.
Maybe
Friday night
so.
as well.
Yep. Hopefully we'll have Dave Holland back. Guys, it's been a great show. Thank you guys, man, for y'all's input tonight. Everybody was great tonight. We had a great viewing audience. We had a lot of comments we couldn't get to tonight. I promise you we'll try to get to as many of them as we can next week. We are going to try to do a Friday night show. It is a sports show, but we can talk about anything you want. Sort of a little wide open. I want to talk a little College World Series. I want to talk a little NBA of what happened there and some things that were going on. Y'all see that big fight that would happen?
I don't.
But I just seen it on highlights because I don't watch NBA either. Also,
I did
we'll
hear
talk some
something
college
interesting
football.
about the NBA.
We'll get into
Yeah.
that. We'll get into that. And also, we'll talk a little Jaguar football. We love that, of course. And Dallas Cowboys and the Steelers. We'll talk a little bit about that on behalf of Byron Bagwell, Mr. Michael Heater, Mr. Mitchell Gunner, the absent Austin Stevens, and Mr. Dave Holland. Hey, prayers and condolences, brother. We love you.
Yeah.
Be safe coming home. If you can't make it home the weekend, Don't worry about it. We'll make it work. My name is David Rodgers. God bless you guys. Have a great week. Stay dry. We love you. Keep reaching for the stars, baby. We love you. God bless.
Good night, everybody.